There has been many changes in Hawaii since the old days of Kaiwi and Pailolo. Their descendants now live in a time where swarms of people from foreign lands are now settling in the islands. These newcomers speak different languages, have different customs, and have exposed Hawaii to pono and not very pono things. Although there are many changes, there are some things that can survive the evolution of time. The va'a is still a major way of travel for Hawaii and is still used as a metaphor for life's journey and for pono choices. Kaiwi, Pailolo, and Holopuni's descendants, who carry their same names, continue their navigation training. Today, their task is to continue replacing the olona cord that holds the old but strong va'a Kaulua together. Olona is one of the strongest fibers known to man and a top trading commodity with the foreign ships. When a va'a Kaulua was lashed properly with olona, it was guaranteed that its many parts would hold strong and not fall apart to pressures like waves, storms, sun, and the salt air. Olona heavily cared for because of the security that it provided. It is said that when you have an olona skill, you have the skill to protect yourself from pressure situations. Just like the olona binds the va'a and secures it for the voyage, an olona skill can bind relationships that will support one in their own personal voyage. Walking from the river, Kaiwi and Pailolo head to the halau va'a, where they greet Holopuni, who also holds the name of his ancient ancestor. He's already working on the va'a Kaulua, and Kaiwi and Pailolo are ready to start the day's work. They appreciate learning from Holopuni because he shares so much of his family's knowledge. He explains that they will be working on relashing the yakos, the cross beams that connect and secure the two hulls, making it a double-hulled canoe. As they work through the day, Kaiwi notices Pailolo occasionally is closer than usual, and each time their hands touch, her hands linger a little longer than he feels necessary. He's unsure about what's going on and how he feels about it. When they're allowed a break, Pailolo suggests that they jump in the water to cool off. Kaiwi quickly agrees, and they race to the water. Kaiwi dives in first, and as Pailolo follows, she wraps her arms around him underwater, and as they both come up for air, she kisses him on the lips. He jerks away from her and says, "What are you doing?" Pailolo quickly replies, "I went with the mood. I didn't think you'd mind." "Well," Kaiwi says, "your mood didn't communicate to me to expect that." And he leaves. Pailolo later finds Kaiwi back at the halau va'a, working on the section that they left off on. Holopuni comes up to them before either can say a word and looks at the quality of their lashing. He looks a little concerned when appraising their work. He starts off, "Your lashings start off really well, tight and secure, but it seems that these parts are not." He points to the loose area that Kaiwi just worked on by himself. "What happened?" he asks. Kaiwi and Pailolo say nothing. Now Holopuni seriously asks, "Okay, what's going on? You two normally work really well together." They both shrug their shoulders and avoid eye contact. "Well," Holopuni states, "when caring for and being on a va'a, besides the physical expectations and the knowledge and courage needed, just as important is the ability to get along with your crew members. You need to have aloha for each other when building and working the va'a on and off the water. Just looking at this lashing shows me that lack of aloha happened at some point today. Is that true?" Kaiwi is the first to speak and says, "You're right. I lashed this last section on my own. I was upset when I came back from our break." Holopuni looks at Pailolo then says to them both, "Do you know what it is to have aloha?" They both nod their heads. "Well," says Holopuni, "it's not just the aloha you have for a friend or your favorite piece of clothing. It runs much deeper than that. Listen while I break the word apart. Alo, your face, to be face to face with, or to be in the presence of ha, the breath of life. So aloha, being in the presence of the breath of life, this is powerful stuff. It shouldn't be taken lightly. Aloha reminds us that we are not alone. We share a connection with every living thing, as well as the people who have come before us, that helps us to keep that connection. The true root of this word captures the value of life and its beginnings. It is a belief in how we should revere and respect one another, and life itself in a pono way." Both Pailolo and Kaiwi are listening intently as Holopuni continues. "You two and all of your friends are at a changing tide in your lives sexually, where you have the ability and the responsibility to care for and protect yourselves with aloha. He puts both of his hands on the olona wrapped yako and says, just like this va'a kaulua, if we do not take on the kuleana to care for and protect it, lash it properly and securely, it will fall apart on the open ocean. Generations of hard work, hundreds of years of dedication will sink to the bottom of the sea because of lack of aloha. He concludes his mana'o with, whatever happened today needs to be cleared up with aloha. Our community cannot afford to have a va'a kaulua that is not well lashed, nor a community with no aloha.